The popularity of K-food is now expanding into the sauce market as well. Last year, KSauce exports surpassed $400 million for the first time ever, reaching a record high. And it's not just spicy sauces like Gochujang or Buldak sauce that are gaining popularity, right, Bella?
Right. A lot of the sauce, which is like traditional Korean fermented sauces, are also gaining a lot of interest as well, like 간장, which is soy sauce, and doenjang, which is a soybean paste.
Right. I mean, who would have thought years ago that foreigners would eat doenjang-based food and that they would actually enjoy that so much. So let's dive deeper into K-sauces, and we're going to do that with our cooking content creator, Matthew, back in the studio. Welcome back, Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Been a long time, right? Did you miss me?
Of course we did. And as always, you're back in the Korean traditional hanbok, going to talk about Korean food, and K-sauces is the topic today. So the first question would be, what do you personally think are the representative K-sauces?
I think definitely it would be soy sauce, which we call 간장 in Korean. And then there's a doenjang, gochujang, and 쌈장, which is the mix of gochujang and doenjang. And then you season it with more, it can be honey, and then we put peanuts inside. But these days, Buldak sauce become very like a K sauce. So like around the world, people just think it's like one of the Korean traditional seasonings. Yeah, it goes very trend these days.
Right. Now, all of the ones that you mentioned at the beginning are actually meju-based sauces, because those are the soybean paste blocks that are used in these sauces. And the last one that also Bella mentioned, Buldak sauce, is more the modern type of Korean sauce.
Right.
Right.
So now we want to talk about your experience with K-sauces, Matthew. What was the very first K-sauce you've tried ever? And was there a sauce that you tried and you're like, oh my gosh, this goes with everything?
I think it was soy sauce at first, because it actually goes well with all the Korean or other Asian foods. But even if you go abroad, like to States or even Europe, we have a lot of meat dishes that the soy sauce goes very well with. So if you come to Korea, like the Korean 간장 soy sauce, it's like in everything. We put in soups or like marinades or stir-fried side dishes. So if I pick one, I think it's 간장, because it goes well with everything.
Among those, Bella, what is your favorite pick among the traditional Korean sauces?
Oh, traditional? I would say gochujang, because I think all the K-culture dive viewers even know that my favorite food is tteokbokki now. So I like spicy stuff. So gochujang has to be my favorite one.
That's very interesting,
nice.
because my favorite one among those is doenjang. So we've got 간장, doenjang, and gochujang.
Yay! Now, when people overseas actually think about K-sauce, they tend to first picture spicy sauces like gochujang or Buldak sauce, which is coming up recently. And I'm curious if your foreigner friends actually think of that way as well.
Like to talk about Korean food with foreign people, with my foreign friends, they immediately think it's spicy because the base is gochujang, or they think the base is the Buldak sauce. But like Korean food is strongly associated with the spicy flavors, I think. Like overseas, like all those sauces are often used for Korean food for people to recognize that. So I think it's the reason that's why people think like all the food is spicy here, because of the red color as well. So.
Right. So let's go further into that Buldak sauce. So why do you think it has become so popular? I mean, it's, as you said, it's kind of the hot sauce of Korea overseas. So what's behind this big trend?
I think like people from abroad would call it as a traditional Korean like hot sauce, right? Because it's not only like spicy and hot flavor, but it also has very nice sweetness, like the sweet taste, and also like the deep savory flavor. It's very nice if you even cross it with other dishes. You put a little to the cream pasta, which makes the flavor better. Or even if you mix it with a little with mayo and use as a dipping sauce for fries or chicken. So I think it's very nice with like many kind of food. Like also the food that we can eat abroad, like fusion food. So
I think it's interesting that you mentioned that foreigners kind of see it as the traditional Korean sauce, although we've got much more traditional sauces. Buldak sauce has become more the modern type of Korean sauce, especially because much of that sauce went viral online. Also, many foreign celebrities tasting the sauce as well, right?
I think because of the challenges on social media, and also like even the Buldak sauce itself goes very popular and being a trend these days all around the world. And I was checking the news, like the recent news these days of the sales for the Korean Buldak sauce. And it says that Buldak sauce overseas sales increasing nearly sixfold over the past 5 years. In fact, more than 70% of its total sales now come from the international markets.
Right.
So I think it's very popular. It's more popular for foreign people than for us living in Korea, I think.
That is impressive.
That's funny,
That's
and
very impressive.
also, they are a lot of those Buldak sauces abroad and the Buldak ramyeon are tailored to those different countries because they have the different flavors of spiciness. And you know, some countries people like spicy food more than others. That's why they also have that different level of spiciness.
And
I think so,
the reason why Buldak sauce is also famous is because it's not just spice, but it's really delicious spicy, and it gives that kick of spicy and also like the
Deep
mouth-watering
taste,
taste. So I think it goes definitely well with everything. Now we want to talk about your content, Matthew. So you do work as a cooking content creator. In your YouTube, I saw you use some of the Korean traditional sauces like gochujang and doenjang, and you recently uploaded a video of you making spinach doenjang-jjigae, right? Using doenjang. So I saw that as well. And do you have any favorite kind of K-sauce combinations that you really like?
I think one of my favorite K-sauces is gochujang, because you can use it, like I like the very like savory and the sweetness and like the spicy balance in between of all that flavors. I very like to use it like you put a little bit sesame oil and then some sugar, and then you put a little bit of soy sauce, and you just mix it with the seomyeon. You make a bibimbap, which you call like the red spicy cold noodles.
Yes.
Like no soup, just like very enjoyable in summertime. But also, I think I like those like the recent recipes like green onion salt, which you can use for all kind of meat, or you can use for the Korean stew, which we call jjigae. Or even with like some chicken, because we like in Korea, if we eat roast chicken, we usually like dip it with a little bit of salt, and if you use in that time the green onion salt, it makes the very like the flavor, it's more rich. And the freshness that the green onion brings to that, I think it's very nice.
Wow, nice recommendation,
Yes.
Matthew. And speaking of rich flavor, let's talk about the rich flavor of doenjang. That's a flavor that's very familiar to Koreans. And I actually just had 강된장 덮밥 for lunch, which is like kind of the strong version of doenjang mixed with some rice. And I think that aroma might be a little unfamiliar to foreigners the first time they try it. So what was your first impression of doenjang, and is there maybe a good starter point for beginners?
So the fermented aroma was definitely like felt kind of strong at first, but like once I tried it and I got it explained from my friends when we go to the 고깃집, usually like fried samgyeopsal and eat doenjang-jjigae. We put there like the zucchini and onions or potatoes. After you get used to it, you try it and you know what you're eating, I think it's very enjoyable. And actually, I like the thing that is good for your digestion, because probiotics, right? But like the flavor is very balanced because it's actually like the fermented food. So I think it works good for your health too. But like I would recommend like the starter for doenjang. I would recommend doenjang-jjigae, which we like can enjoy. Even we can cook at home very easily. We just need some zucchini, potato, onion, And then we usually use the anchovy broth, or we put some kelp, which make the flavor very deep and rich. So I think it's like soul food, like comforting food for us. Speaking as a Polish raised Korean.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's very nice.
Yes, I know what I'm having for dinner today. doenjang-jjigae.
doenjang-jjigae,
Yes.
yes.
I'm craving it now that
How
we talk
about
about it.
전국장?
I like
Oh.
청국장 too. Yes, but it's
청국장.
really hard to make, right?
I think
Compared
it's
to
better.
doenjang-jjigae.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to go and just like
Eat
get
at the
outside.
restaurant. And
right.
청국장 would be similar to doenjang. However, it has a stronger flavor and it's less fermented actually than doenjang, right?
Right.
For sure. Now we're talking about these traditional Korean jangs, and they're actually more than just like condiments. They're part of a long-standing fermentation culture. So compared to sauces from like other countries, what do these K-sauces have that's something unique characteristics that you say?
Like if we go to Europe or even States, we have like ketchup, mayo, and other sauces like 1000 Island or Chipotle sauce. But I think the thing that makes it very like it differs, the Korean K sauces differs from from those ones from abroad. I think it's because the fermentation culture. Like in Korea, we make everything like fermented, like sauce, like 간장, doenjang, gochujang. We make it and we just leave it to ferment for like a couple of weeks or even years. Like kimchi, if we use like the kimchi 냉장고, kimchi fridge, we can, like the kimchi tastes better when it's fermented like after 1 year when we go to our 할머니 집. Not my harmony.
But
She's
grandmothers,
Polish, yeah. But like Korean, I think it's the biggest thing that they make everything fermented, which brings the very deep and complex flavors to and it develops over time. But like, I think it makes it very difficult to replace with just regular seasoning we use in Europe or States.
Now, Matthew, what's also very interesting is that many foreigners, they use Korean sauces not only for Korean food, but also have these unique combinations like
Fusion
with
food.
pasta or with sandwiches.
Right.
Tell us more about those combinations.
I think like one of those tasty recipes I tried, I think it's gochujang pasta, gochujang cream pasta. You make the cream pasta, like kind of carbonara, and then you put this like a small spoon of gochujang, and it makes the flavor like more rich, and then it's a little bit spicy. It gets a little bit spicy, but also sweet at the same time. So it's very like addictive. Yeah.
Yes, and I mean, we also had a very famous cooking show, 흑백 요리사,
Right.
Culinary Class Wars.
Yes.
And there we could also see how traditional Korean sauces were used with other, like, for instance, Western style
Right.
food as well. Now, before we let you go, Matthew, would there be one food sauce recipe, an easy one for us and our viewers to try out?
I think like I'm thinking of two for now. I think everyone should try just mixing gochujang, a little of soy sauce, sesame oil and sugar, and then toss in the boiled noodles and just enjoy the bibimbap. You can put some cucumber in that and boiled egg. But also, if you want something simple, I think Buldak sauce. Just mix it with a little bit of, like, I think half and half of Buldak sauce and mayo, and just use it as a dipping sauce for barbecue meat, chicken, or French fries.
And speaking of Buldak sauce, I just had Buldak sauce with ketchup yesterday, so you should give that a try if you guys haven't yet. It tastes delicious.
What did you
Okay.
eat that with?
It's a weird combination, but with a toast.
Toast, okay.
Yes, like an egg, a ham, like a bread toast. It was delicious.
I think you're more Western than I am.
Wow, guys, so many things to try out
I
this
know.
evening. Well, thank you very much, Matthew, for joining us today and
you.
for giving us a taste of the growing popularity of K-sauces around the world. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
And thank you, Bella. As always, we're going to have you back here very soon.
Yes, I'll see you soon.